welcome to a new episode of the Radio Podcast. How's it going? This is Mark.
This is Matt.
This is Long.
Yeah, we had it.
Whoa, I clearly had the floor.
We had not done intro.
Sorry, Matt. This is Long.
And I shall be Mark. And we hadn't done intros in a while.
Yeah,
And so I got called out on that by a new friend I made. A local podcast called Home on the Strange. They do ghost stories, paranormal stuff. It's actually really good.
Local ghost stories?
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff in Texas. The Tremont Hotel in Galveston.
Oh, nice.
The NASA Gargoyle.
Crockett Hotel.
Like that. And so their names are Lindsay and Sam. They're married, and they do this podcast together. And so she was listening to our show, and she gave me a hard time about not knowing who we were, because we just sort of started talking, because we've been doing this for a while, so we figure people know who we are.
We actually introduce ourselves at the end of each episode.
Yeah, which is weird. Yeah.
So now we'll do intros and outros because Lindsay said I had to, and so that was for her. So we did intros. So now you know who we are.
Lindsay, you owe us a free ghost story.
Right. And so, in case you forgot, I'm Mark.
And this is Matt.
And this is Long.
And we are the Rebel Radio Podcast.
Yo.
So how's y'all's week's been, guys?
It's been great.
Not bad.
I was searching for a Zentai suit of Captain Planet, but I couldn't find one.
What's a Zentai suit?
I was gonna say
one of
the same
those
thing.
like skin tight suits. Yeah,
Like a spandex?
Do those work when you have a dad bod?
yeah, Captain Planet. He's older now.
Well, you can dress up as Thor.
Hey, why are you trying to dress like Captain Planet?
Because I want to be like Don Cheadle
We can all
in that
dress up.
weird commercial.
We can all dress up as Thor now.
Yes, we can all be
Thor
Thor.
gave hopes for us all to be gods.
Yes.
Yup.
The body of a god. Now we no longer have to say, but it's Buddha. We can say, yeah, I kind of look like Thor. I'm not going to lie. Whoa, Thor? Yeah. Just don't tell her which movie.
That's right. I wear the dad bod every day.
Yes.
And proudly. Had a couple of Carback Crawford blocks tonight.
And there we
that
go.
Little Comapalooza gig I went to, so I'm fit working on that dad bod.
Hey man, you can't skimp on the carbs. Your brain needs carbs scientifically.
Free beer. I wasn't going to complain.
Yeah, man.
So,
That's the best beer. Free beer.
But yeah, other than that, my week has been okay. I'm glad it's Friday night and I'm off work for a week. Hallelujah, because work was tough this week, and I'm not going to miss that place for 9 days. So that's always a good thing.
Yes. Mine is coming up. I can't wait for mine. So it's going to make me...
Yeah, I got about 2 weeks left.
2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, half of it is for sick time in case I need it.
Yeah.
And the other half is like 1 full week, so we'll see.
You got to have that vacation time, because otherwise, I don't know. Like, there's people out there who are workaholics and they work all the time. I don't know how they do that. I can't fathom that kind of concept, but I guess everybody's brain works differently.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Their brain works differently.
Are you still preparing to raid Area 51?
I am. I'm preparing. Yep.
Flights booked for September 19th in Nevada.
I've got
It starts on the 20th, right?
Yeah. I'm going to take the rail. I'm going to take the rail there.
Did you hear the Vatican version of that?
No.
It was like, we should storm the Vatican because the Pope can't molest all of us.
Oh my God.
Shit.
I saw that. I did see that meme.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
That's freaking awesome.
That's terrible.
It's terrible, but
I don't know if the Pope would do that or turn into Emperor Palpatine and then force lightning you. He looks more like Emperor Palpatine to me.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe those archbishops.
You know the actor Jonathan Pryce? Mm-hmm. He looks Jonathan Pryce. He looks almost exactly like Pope Francis.
yeah.
And he's actually playing Pope Francis in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. In the next movie, I think it's Anthony Hopkins playing Pope Benedict, and Jonathan Pryce playing Pope Francis.
Price he's a really good actor.
Very good.
So interesting.
I first heard of him when they casted him to play a Vietnamese pimp
Oh, really?
in the Broadway show Miss Saigon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He's been around for years, but I guess I first really noticed him. Have you ever seen Good Night and Good Luck with George Clooney? It's all black and white.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Pryce is in that, and he's so good in that movie.
Was it Jonathan Pryce or was it Jason Statham?
No, not Jason Statham.
Not Statham, but Stratham.
Oh, that's
Stratham.
right. They look alike.
Stratham.
Yeah,
Their last names sound alike.
yeah,
But
that's right.
yeah.
That's right.
have a raspy British accent.
He's not British.
Oh, he is not.
No.
Oh.
He was that admiral who played in Godzilla 2, who launched the oxygen destroyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
You and your British accents.
Yes.
chip cheerio.
Chip cheerio. All right. What movies did you watch today?
Yeah, let's get into the show.
Download
this where we tell you what we watched, streamed, video games, played, whatever this
I
week.
could start off.
What did you watch, Long?
Dude, I'd spent all day playing the new Fire Emblem game on the Nintendo Switch. So that was pretty fun. It's a tactical strategy game.
Nice.
So you play a military instructor, and you have to pick one of the three major houses in this military academy. And there's one house that's from a country of democratic lords, and there's one house ruled by represented by some northern empire, and then there's this other house that's ruled by a magic empire. And so I chose the northern house for some reason because the character seemed more interesting to me. But anyway, so you spend this game, you're mentoring all these students in military tactics and stuff, and I guess like halfway through the game, a war breaks out between the three houses. So whatever students you don't get to recruit, you'll have to fight against. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But what else did I play? Oh, I just spent part of the week putting together my model battleship.
Nice.
So,
That's right. You should do another car. Aren't you doing the DeLorean?
it's a snap kit.
It's a snap kit? Oh,
Yeah.
so that'll go pretty fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
My new friend Lindsay too, that I met through podcasting. Well,
Yeah.
I haven't met her in person. She said that she listened to our episode. She said Challengers suck. That's what she said. I was supposed to tell you that.
What?
Well, is she one of those Mustang normies?
No.
Man, I love all muscle cars. I like the Hemi Cudas. I like the
Challengers suck.
Oldsmobile Cutlasses. Even the old Oldsmobile Cutlasses, like 71, 70s. I mean...
How about that Oldsmobile Toronado, huh?
Oh, the Oldsmobile Toronado?
That looks like a pretty cool looking cruiser.
Yeah.
That proto muscle car, really, but...
The Fiat
What was she, a
Vignale.
Camaro?
I told you get a 67 CUDA.
Oh, that's the same...
It's the same company.
Same company.
I don't know.
Yeah, Plymouth.
Yeah.
I'm just passing the message. man.
Pentastar. Come on.
She probably likes the movie Christine, too. That's a Plymouth Fury.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Yeah.
Not since I was 10.
The guy obsesses over his car in an unhealthy way. He's like, "You touched my car the wrong way," and he pushes his date
That's
out the
Stephen King
car.
movie, right?
Yeah. The car that came alive.
Yeah, there's like that scene in the garage, and it's like
It kills people. It's still. I feel it still holds up.
Was that a theatrical release, Stephen King, or was that a television?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, because I know some of those early Stephen King's ones. Some of them were TV movies.
Yeah, like Rose Red.
Yeah.
I own Rose Red, and that was a TV.
Yeah, and
movie.
some of them were theatrical, but it's hard to remember which ones are which. You know, so because like the Langoliers was on TV.
Oh yeah,
and,
Langoliers.
so different things.
Yes.
That's when they were every option, almost all.
Oh,
Stephen
but
King's
no,
was
the
amazing.
Christine came out in early 80s, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Langoliers was mid
did
90s.
more later.
And then you had Cat's Eye with Drew Barrymore as a kid.
I saw that movie once, too, or twice.
Yeah.
Creep Show.
Oh, Creep Show?
Yeah.
That was a cool one.
I don't know if that was a Stephen King thing, though.
It was. It was a collaboration between
Oh.
Stephen King and two other horror movie aficionados.
But let's see. Binged watch Violet Evergarden
Nice.
on Netflix. That's a pretty good show. Tearjerker of a show, man. Well, what are you going to do with a post-war drama?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's about it. You know, I know I saw something else. My brain is like operating on fumes right
We are
now.
recording a little bit later than we usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost an hour later.
Yeah.
You want a sip?
No.
What'd
Otherwise,
you-
I wouldn't be able to sleep.
What did
Oh,
you
yeah.
watch or check out this week, Matt? Downloaded.
I bought Detective Pikachu for my kids,
Well, that's cool.
and it didn't disappoint.
It's
I
on
liked
your
it.
Vudu?
It's on my Voodoo.
Michael's been wanting to watch it, so I have to load up your Vudu and watch
Yeah,
it.
you're good to watch it whenever you want. I was very surprised at the storyline that they took, and to make it more modern day. If they would have tried to do Ash Ketchum, I think it wouldn't have worked.
I feel like
I hate Justice Smith, the actor.
Yeah?
I can't stand him.
not to go on a tangent,
It's
but
a little annoying.
I feel like because I've heard that it's better than people thought. Do you feel like the summer movie season? Do you feel like May was a little overcrowded?
Oh yeah.
There's been nothing other than Toy Story 4 and Spider-Man. There's been not a lot since. It feels like they could have moved some of those May movies to June and July. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, no,
So it just, I just saying that. I mean, Detective Pikachu felt like it got lost between the John Wicks and Endgames that came out in May.
because May was packed. June was a little packed, and I feel like now you're really just starting to get those re-releases. I got mine early because I bought I buy the digital copies. It's what Ultraviolet's going down, but it made me like research Vudu a little bit more. I didn't know Rotten Tomatoes was a sponsor of Vudu, which makes me feel a little bit better.
Notes real quick.
And of course, Rotten Tomatoes is owned by Warner Brothers.
Before I forget.
So Warner, I feel pretty good about it. But still, if they went out, I would want DVDs of every single movie I bought from there. I know I own like 120 movies.
Quick question: do you have Movies Anywhere?
Like, what do you mean?
It's the other app with Movies Anywhere.
No.
Movies Anywhere is a centralized app, and it's actually a collaboration with Warner Brothers, Sony, Disney, and Fox, of course, and Universal. That you could pull all of your digital copies. Like, let's say you buy a movie from Amazon.
Yeah.
It will, and if you register with Movies Anywhere, it will pop up on your Vudu.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. There might be some small rights issues here and there between all the smaller release movies, but like, let's say you bought King Kong, on Amazon, but you don't have it on your YouTube or your Vudu. Yeah. Then you register through Movies Anywhere, and it will pop up on all those digital platforms.
You just scan your UPC or something like that?
No. It just register your accounts, link all of your accounts together, and this should automatically equalize everything. Wow. So if you have like some movies on Vudu, but you happen to be on your Amazon, then just register, and then you'll see those movies pop up on your Amazon.
That's cool.
Yeah. And some of them even work with YouTube. So if you have digital copies,
I have that.
Pop up with your YouTube too.
Yeah, YouTube purchases. Yeah. If you bought something from Google Play, it'll, show up on
remember that.
Yeah. Movies Anywhere.
Movies
It's like
Anywhere.
the one thing that all of the major studios have worked together on.
Nice. All right. You, Mark?
I haven't watched a lot of movies. I've gotten a couple more episodes into Stranger Things. Haven't finished it. I know I'm slow burning it. I have 2 episodes left. But y'all are right. Episodes 5 and 6, it finally picked up. Because the first 4 episodes, not a lot happened. I just felt like it was very slow. Mm-hmm. But 5 and 6, it gets interesting with the big, scary. What do they call the bad thing?
The Terminator.
The Mind Flayer?
The Mind Flayer. Yeah. So it gets kind of crazy. But it's, like I said, hopefully the last couple. I'll finish the next couple episodes before we record.
Mind Flayer, which is made of human flesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very much some like blob elements in there. Like flows around and stuff like that. Some nods to the old Blob and everything. And I kind of like some of the throwbacks to like the Russian scares of the 60s and 70s. And they threw that in there. Some of that's kind of interesting. But we'll see where it goes. It just seems like. Does it feel to you like Hawkins started out as a very small town in season 1, but it feels like it just keeps getting bigger? Like, wait, this is a small town, and now it's like there's a freaking mall and all this shit underground. It's like, wait a minute. So I guess you have to suspend your belief a little bit, for the show. Other than that, I completed Sony's PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game.
There we go.
I didn't 100% everything, but I finished the main game, and it's a really good game. And the ending is definitely alternate universe. That's for sure. I'm not going to spoil things. I know there's a lot of people. I think the spoilers on games, you get a little bit longer standard because people save money.
Yeah, I have a copy of it still.
But there's a couple of post-credit scenes that are really cool, and they're definitely alternate universe type stuff. They get to. It's kind of cool because they play around the Spider-Man universe a little bit without really like ruining it or anything. They just do some fun stuff. So it's kind of refreshing to see a different take on some of the Spider-Man mythos, and but it's a really good game. Highly recommend anybody who owns a PlayStation 4 to get that game. Sorry, Xbox One owners, Matt, you can't play an awesome game like Spider-Man. So, and then other than that, I've still been watching Cowboy Bebop and trying to finish that. I mean, it's only 24 episodes, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'm like trying not to blow through it.
Yeah.
Like I've gone back and watched a couple. I'm about 8 episodes in. I've watched a couple of them twice because I'm like, wow, it's really good. And they're only like 20 minutes long, so you go back and watch the episode again. So I'm kind of taking my time with enjoying my purchase and watching Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list.
Yeah, it is on Hulu. I didn't know that, so it is streaming.
Yeah, I can't stand Hulu.
Yeah, I don't have Hulu anymore either. I let it go, but I did see that it was on Hulu, and so but I'm enjoying watching that. So it's good stuff. That's about it. I don't think I watched any really movies this week. I just haven't really had time, I guess, to sit down and watch a movie. So, but I did a few things. So
Okay.
but yeah. All right. Well, let's get into today's featured film, which is it's a really fun action movie. I hadn't watched this in a while, and it's 1995's Desperado, directed by Texas's own Robert Rodriguez.
Yes.
Rewatching this movie, it's like sometimes a movie oozes cool. This is kind of one of those movies. It just oozes a lot of cool off the screen.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's what you felt.
Flying through the air?
Yes, man.
Ooze.
And
You've seen the movie before, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, the one with Johnny Depp.
I saw the movie once, and that was enough.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw Desperado in theaters. I remember when this came out and saw the trailers in early '95. It's like, that looks kind of cool. I want to see that. And I was always an action junkie. And I had no idea who Antonio Banderas was or Robert Rodriguez at this point.
You didn't know who Banderas was?
He had
done an interview with the vampire.
Yeah, but it was a small part.
Yeah, he was a rising star.
Yeah.
He was a rising
He's a rising
star.
star. I guess I kind of knew who he was, but didn't really see him in anything.
Okay.
I remember when that movie came out, he only did 2 other roles,
Yeah.
and they were supporting roles.
He hadn't done Zorro yet. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so I went and I saw this in theaters because I love action films and I had heard of Robert Rodriguez. I had heard of El Mariachi, but I don't think I had seen it yet because back in the early '90s it was still took a while for stuff to come out on video and to actually see these films.
6 months at least.
Yeah, and so I think I don't think I saw El Mariachi probably till '98, '99, a few years after Desperado came out. And for people that don't know, a quick introduction: this is Robert Rodriguez made El Mariachi for like $10,000. And he shot it all in the San Antonio area and released it as an independent film, and it got a lot of buzz in film festivals and everything. And so the studio wanted to remake a big-budget American version of that film, and he's like, no, I really don't want to make the same film. And it became Desperado, kind of a sequel, a quasi-sequel to El Mariachi, because they're related, but at the same time, you don't have to watch both.
It's almost like a soft
It had
reboot.
flashbacks of the first
a soft
movie.
reboot. Yeah, there's a couple of flashbacks alluding to the original. So when's the first time you guys saw it?
I want to say like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. It was like a decade, definitely. Like around whenever I was 20.
Well, sure, because you were like 7 or 8 years old when this came out.
Yeah.
I was 17 when I first saw this movie.
I was 9.
Yeah.
When Matt wasn't even born yet.
Sucking his mama's titty.
I'm glad I come off as that young. I'll be happy because even at work.
You're not that much younger.
Yeah, I know. But at work, we were setting up stuff in the office, and I'll always hook my phone up to the speaker, and I'll play my music, and it's a bunch of AC/DC, Def Leppard, Aerosmith, Rat, and they're like, you listen. This guy that's older, he's like, man, how old are you? You listen to that? And I was like, my dad raised me on classic rock, so it's kind of what I listen to.
Classic rock?
Yeah, man. Rat classic rock, but okay.
Yeah, it's classic, man.
It's not classic rock, it's modern rock.
That's
it's
more
like, no, it's
80s
classic
era.
now.
Yeah. It's classic now. It's like late 70s rock I feel is the best.
I can't believe Pearl Jam and Nirvana is
Aerosmith.
considered classic rock.
Yeah, I know. I'm old.
Soon it'll be like Star Trek, and Beastie Boys is going to be considered classical music.
And
Oh boy.
so you saw it in theaters long? Did you see that?
No, I actually saw it on VHS.
Yeah.
The first print VHS release.
Yeah.
So when it first came out in Blockbuster.
Yarp.
Yeah. Yarp.
Yeah. My
I liked it a lot. I
Yeah.
watched it for Selma Hayek though.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
She was about 29 years old when she made this film.
Should
How
like
old?
it.
About 29.
29?
I looked it up. I was curious While I was watching it last night, I was like, man, I wonder how old she was. She's about
How does she know?
She still looks 29.
Yeah, she's unbelievable.
She's like 57.
Yeah. Well, 95. She was 29 then, so she's probably about 55. Yeah.
55.
And isn't she starring in the superhero movie with Angelina Jolie?
She's going to be the first Latina superhero.
Yeah. She's absolutely beautiful in the film. Even Antonio, man, he lets off like this, and this like he has like this violent guy sexiness to him.
He has an intensity.
Yeah, like when he's on screen, he has a real. And that's the first thing I noticed when I saw this film. This whole opening scene in the bar where Steve Buscemi walks in and he's telling the story about this guitar player with the guitar case full of guns, and just the moment you see Antonio walk into the shadows, like you're like, that's a movie star. He comes off the screen so well, and I don't know if it's the way Robert shot the film with the shadows and the camera angles, a lot of low angles and stuff to show him looking larger than life. But immediately you start following this character. You want to know what this guy's going to do because he's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
And it works so well. And this is one of those movies I can't imagine anyone else playing the part than Antonio Banderas, because it's his. It might be one of his most iconic roles he's made in his career, and he's so good in the movie.
Is there any other actor other than, I will rest in peace, Patrick Swayze, that could be a dancer, could sing, and could be an action star, and still be like a manly fucking dude on stage? Hugh Jackman, there you go.
Jimmy Cagney.
They don't come very often.
No.
And yeah, man, he pulls it off. He's a ladies' man.
I think Leonardo DiCaprio could have done it, but he chose to go and do Scorsese films and stuff like that. But I think he could have done it probably.
I liked him in The Quick and the Dead. Yeah. You saw that kind of like cocky, ladies' man, gunfighter kind of dude.
Well, you're right. Antonio is in that class with the Patrick Swayze, Hugh Jackmans that can do a little bit of everything, and he's done comedy and action, and he's just so good. And sometimes I felt like he should have had a bigger career than he had.
Yeah.
But he still had a nice. He still had a nice career overall.
Yeah. Know? Oh yeah. Yeah. He. Interview with the Vampire. He did Zorro. Yeah. 2 Zorros. The second one, I don't know if it was necessary.
Assassins with Sylvester Stallone. I actually really like that movie. That's a cool flick.
I'm gonna have to.
Where they're both assassins that are trying to kill each other. Yeah, I like it.
I missed that one. Although I did hear there was a funny scene in it where Antonio Banderas' assassin character missed a shot or something, and then he started cursing in the storm or something like that.
That's a good movie. But Desperado, man, it's essentially a story about this mythical guitar player that's going to these towns looking for a guy named Bucho, who killed the woman he loved. It's right.
Yeah.
You looked at me like I said something wrong. It's like
no.
And so it's a very simple revenge story, but there's something about the directing style and the cast that Robert Rodriguez put together in this movie that makes it more than it is.
And just Antonio Banderas giving the character just substance. I mean, whenever he's trying to teach the kid how to play guitar, you can tell he's frustrated that he can't play the guitar and that he has passion for guitar playing. And I feel like, it's little things like that really, make you vested in the character and in the story.
Yeah. And then the cast, like I said, again, the cast we put around. Selma Hayek's actually in the film. Some really good actors in this. Steve Buscemi, Cheech Marin appears in it. It's funny, they could only afford Cheech for like 6 days.
Yeah.
So they filmed a lot of his stuff in the first week. And there's scenes where you don't know it through editing, but there's scenes where it's only him. He's actually not really talking to anybody, and they had to splice it together with the other hackers. And then they can only afford Steve Buscemi.
The bartender always lives.
Yeah, well, during the shootout, that's why they hid him behind the bar.
Oh,
they didn't really know how the shootout was going to look, so they had to splice that into the film because he had to leave. And Danny Trejo was in this.
And he didn't say anything.
He doesn't say a word.
He looks so young.
He's about 50 years old when he made this. He's so freaking badass.
Yeah.
He just walked around with these knives, killing and kicking ass everywhere. He doesn't have one line in the film.
When he threw open his vest, I was expecting a bunch of machetes to be in there. And then I'm like, no, this is, he's not machete yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But he still didn't text.
It was kind of funny how when Danny Trejo was attacking the Desperado, he was throwing knives and they were getting stuck in his body. He's walking around with all these knives stuck in his body.
His arms
it's kind of
back.
a bleak humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some like bleak humor in this, a bit over the top comic book elements.
Yeah. Bucho is like surrounded by incompetent henchmen.
Yes.
And it's like, he's like, what does he look like? And this man was going to call me and report to me for duty. Okay. And then he's like, blast out all of his incompetent henchmen to holy hell, and then gets all pissed off. At first you think El Bucho, he's kind of funny, kind of lighthearted kind of dude, and then as he gets more irritated, he becomes more of a bad guy.
More unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah, his henchmen can't do anything right. His empire's fallen apart before because this one man is looking for him, and he has no idea who this one man is until the end of the film. Mm-hmm. And the film initially got an NC-17 from the MPAA ratings board for ultra gun violence.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
The whole
just gun violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the gun
mostly
violence.
They didn't say anything about the sex scene in it.
Dang it.
But the sex scene's mostly done in shadows.
Yeah.
And
sadly,
if you freeze frame it, you can kind of see her nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
counts if you see.
Well,
nipples.
they cut a whole scene at the end of the film. The original.
Thank you, Mr. Skin.
You're probably Mr. Skin. Good old Mr. Skin.
The original film was about 7 minutes longer because there was a whole shootout at the end where El Mariachi and Carolina go into Bucho's compound at the end, and he ends up getting in a gunfight with all of them. But they end up cutting this whole scene out because of the MPAA, so we have the now famous fade-out ending that we get where you see him aim at Bucho and he gets his revenge. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious that, Robert Rodriguez, being from the film school that he is and being a director that grew up watching Spielberg and James Cameron, all these movies, I'm actually surprised he's never released a director's cut of this with that scene in there, because if it exists, I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see, see how the original ending was with the big shootout at the end. But would it ruin the fade-out ending? I don't know. I guess just for archival reasons, it might be cool to see. Mm-hmm. Because I like the movie. I love Robert Rodriguez's action style. I like the way he shoots stuff. It's very reminiscent of Asian cinema. I'm sure he was probably knowing Robert Rodriguez and being friends with Quentin Tarantino. I'm sure he watched a lot of martial arts films and Ringo Lam films and John Woo and things
films,
like that. Because it influence is definitely there. But I like what Robert Rodriguez did in this is that he didn't try to so much imitate them as to more pay homage to their styles and to create his own too. Mm-hmm. I felt like he did a good job creating his own style with his action films.
Yeah, and I can't wait to watch Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah, I need to watch that too.
It's not out yet, is it?
It is for rental on Vudu.
Yeah.
Okay.
It came out this week on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I'll rent it first.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And but overall, I like the scene where he calls his buddies and they come into town, and he's got the rocket booster and the guitar case. I mean, just there's so much comic bookish badassness in this.
Yes.
That you accept it for what it is in this world. You don't really. Sometimes in an action movie, like our buddy Frank would like to say, he doesn't like Face Off because he thinks it's so fake and ridiculous. But sometimes you have to just enjoy a movie for what it is.
Yeah.
And Desperado is definitely one of those. It's a very likable action movie.
One of the friends played the original El Mariachi.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It was a machine gun guitar.
Yeah. And I think he cameos a couple of times in the film. Mm-hmm. I believe. Yeah. And that's what's so cool. You just suspend your belief for this. You go with it. You're like, he's got a rocket launcher and a guitar case. Fuck yeah. It's cool as hell. Why not? Antonio Banderas, his character, the El Mariachi, never runs out of bullets, but you just go with it.
Yep.
You accept it for what it is.
That double-barreled shotgun's got like 4 shots to it.
He pulls guns out of his pockets, and and I think that's what makes it so fun. Or after the love scene, he gets ambushed in the house, and it's like, how does he survive this? But somehow he does. It's a throwback to the old 80s action movies where the character just somehow survives, and then he's dragging Carolina, and she's got high heels on, and he makes her kick him off, and they're jumping off buildings while they're exploding.
Yep.
You just go with it. You enjoy it for what it is, and I think that's what makes Desperado such a fun action movie.
Don't think, just watch it and enjoy.
Yeah. And Quentin Tarantino, he was originally, Robert had written the part for him, and Tarantino wasn't even
Which part?
The part that he's in there. It was designed. Well, Robert wrote it with Tarantino's voice in mind, and he didn't think he was going to be able to get Quentin to do the film, and Quentin heard about it, and he ended up doing it. And I thought they were friends before this. I didn't realize that this was kind of like their start of their collaboration when they shot this, of course they went on. Quentin told him, I have this script from Dusk Till Dawn, and that's how he ended up making From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, you can even see the sex machine gun in there too.
Yeah, it's in there too.
Yeah,
but this is a way better movie than From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, absolutely. Whenever I was a kid, From Dusk Till Dawn was the coolest shit I ever saw.
You watch it now, and you realize how bad it is in parts. It's really, And it's a shame because Robert Rodriguez made this. He made From Dusk Till Dawn, and if he had done From Dusk Till Dawn more in the style of Desperado, it could have been such a better movie.
Yeah,
you know. And
I like Clooney in Dusk Till Dawn still. Like I feel like Clooney's probably the thing that has stayed, pretty strong. His performance, but he's kind of like the good bad guy.
Right. Well, do you feel that Robert Rodriguez? I enjoy Sin City. Don't get me wrong. I actually like both of them. Even The Dame to Kill For, I actually like. But by going and doing a comic book movie and getting away from doing El Mariachi and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, From Dusk Till Dawn, that it kind of changed his career path. Like even The Faculty's pretty good. Even The Faculty's, I feel like I would have liked to. I feel like I would have liked to have seen him to keep making action films like this. I felt like Sin City.
What? Shark Boy and Lava Girl don't count?
Oh, well, he did those for kids. But
but he did a pretty good job for kids entertainment.
Yeah, Spy Kids is entertaining.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I would have liked to have seen him do more original action films like this than doing the comic movies he did. But I do enjoy Sin City.
Yeah, I think he created with Spy Kids an action movie for kids, which is fine.
Kids love it. Yeah.
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
I remember he did those. I always forget he did Shark Boy.
Well, I mean, that's why I want to watch Battle Angel Alita. I mean, like everything that he's learned over the years of filmmaking, he's putting it in there under his first official studio produced movie, drag kicking and screaming into the studio by James Cameron. It's like no, get you out of that small studio, work in a real studio.
Battle Angel was the first movie he made. He didn't shoot in Texas.
He
had to go to LA to shoot it, in Vancouver, or wherever they shot Battle Angel at. Because Robert Rodriguez has shot most of his films in the San Antonio and Austin areas. He likes to shoot in his home state.
Yeah. Did he enjoy it? Did he enjoy doing Alita, I wonder?
I'm sure. I haven't read a lot up on it.
Yeah.
But I think I really like Robert Rodriguez. I think he's a really good filmmaker. And I'd like to see him do some more fun stuff. I know they're talking a Battle Angel sequel already. He's been talking for years about revisiting the character of El Mariachi. Apparently, there is a script that exists for a fourth movie.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
No, he said he'll do it with Antonio.
Mariachi.
Well, there was a lot of talk.
No.
There was talk at one point.
Not in this era.
Well, there was a rumor going around about Antonio coming back, and it was going to be like a Passing the Torch movie. The Diego Luna's name had been thrown around. There was ideas of them doing another mariachi film.
Scarlett Johansson will probably.
Yeah, I think Diego Luna's too. You gotta have
too much of a baby face.
Have a little more grit to you. Yeah, I agree.
More intensity.
Yeah,
they're gonna cast Scarlett Johansson.
Where are you coming up with this?
Because she said
lay off the creatine.
You can't tell her who to play.
Is that what she said?
That's what she said. You can't tell her who she can't play.
Good for Scarlett.
She's going to be
Scarlett.
Mexican
empowerment,
a sexy Mexican long-haired man.
But
yeah.
Well, we know Selma still looks good.
Yeah, she does.
But I wouldn't mind it off. Robert Rodriguez ever decided to revisit the world of El Mariachi. Have you guys seen El Mariachi, the original?
No.
It's good. It's worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I actually have it on DVD, but it's worth a watch if you ever get a chance to sit down and watch it.
Kind of like the Latino Mad Max.
Yeah, kind of compared to this. Like there's a scene where there's a gun that falls. It's clearly made of wood. You can see it go clunk clunk, but it's got a lot of charm to it, and it's worth watching if you've seen this film as an interesting counterpart to it, and it's actually really well acted for a low budget independent film.
$7,000 budget.
Everyone in it tries really hard. Yeah, and compared to Desperado's $7 million budget.
$7,000 budget on El Mariachi, $200,000 spent by the distributor to distribute it. Wow. And it still made a profit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Robert Rodriguez said when they gave him $7 million to make Desperado, he didn't know what to do with it. It's like, what do I do? And I think he even turned his film in under budget because he wasn't, he's like, I don't need to spend that much money because he learned to do, because they used, instead of using the classic blood packs, they used blood quips or something, so the gun would actually shoot blood at the other actor, so it would land on their skin.
I saw that, and that's how the effect got way too much. Yeah. It worked too well.
Yeah, they said the scene where the guy gets shot in the balls, the original cut was apparently so messy that the NBA said, you got to clean that up. They went in and cleaned it up.
They cleaned up his balls.
They said they were like, it looked like blood balls everywhere. They said the original cut of the film.
Clean this man's balls.
That's going to be this week's 30-second clip.
Yeah, probably.
But overall, man, I think Desperado is a solid action film. I hope my friend Pedro requested we do this movie, and I hope we did it justice because I think it's It is a good film. It holds up still really well 20 years later.
Yeah.
I had fun watching it again. I really like it. Antonio's so good in it. Selma Hayek is so sexy in it.
Yes.
And she can. I'll go.
Sexy Mexi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She could Latino me any day. I don't know what that even means, but
Yep.
let's go with it. What does it mean, Matt? You're married to a Latino.
Yeah. It depends on if she's in a good mood or not. That's what I'll say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did Jackie know? Did she tell her I apologize?
I did, and she's like, "I'm gonna have to listen to that episode."
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "Okay, if you keep listening."
It's in the first couple minutes.
Yeah. I was like, if you do keep listening, I do mention about how the Species character is sexy. I was like, but you already know that, because like every time Species is free on Vudu, I'm like, hey, you want to watch Species? And she just gives me a look, and I'm like, what? And she's like, I know why you want to watch Species. I was like, you already know how I feel about that actress.
Hey, what's said on the podcast stays on the
podcast. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So final thoughts on Desperado from you guys?
Quintessential 90s movie. 90s action movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be on a Mount Rushmore of 90s action films.
Definitely one of Antonio's bests.
Yeah.
Definitely one of his top 5 movies.
Yeah. Even the sequel, I think Once Upon a Time Mexico, he's really good in it.
Yeah.
Actually, everyone's pretty...
It felt like he wasn't in it enough.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, everyone's pretty good in the movie. The Robert Rodriguez has talked about in multiple interviews. The studio wanted the film turned in quickly. He didn't have time to finish editing it. It's a mess of a film, editing-wise.
Yeah.
But overall, the action sequences and stuff are really good in it. Maybe better than this film in some ways, the action sequences in the sequel.
And whenever they tie up the bad guy and Johnny Depp has to, like firing blindly.
It's just it's an editing mess. There's scenes in it, like I still, to this day, like, why are they going after the president? It doesn't make any sense. It's like there's no explanation for it in the movie, but, Maybe one day Robert will revisit this universe, maybe go back and re-edit Once Upon a Time Mexico, and maybe get an extended cut of Desperado one day with that ending sequence, the original way it was meant to be.
Yeah.
We'll see.
One day.
So, all right.
Well,
that's it for Desperado. Oh, did you know Antonio, all the guitar stuff's actually him?
Yes, he did. And the action scenes.
Yeah.
He was so into it, he didn't want a stuntman.
Well, then they only had 2 stuntmen available anyway.
Yeah.
Because of their budget. So if he was doing his own stunts, the other guys were doing stunts on the other side anyway, because they only had so much money.
And he directed the scene.
The bathroom scene.
The bathroom scene, yeah.
Because Robert Rodriguez doesn't like to use second unit directors.
Yeah.
But yet they were kind of getting close to the finished filming, so he had to use Antonio to direct the scene. So yeah.
If you want, I can direct the scene. It's pretty good, huh?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
So I talk to the women and tocar mi guitarra.
And I recommend y'all check out Assassins if you get a chance. It's really
Assassins.
good. It's actually a really solid Stallone Banderas movie that kind of went under the radar in the late 90s. It's a good film, though. I like it.
I won't download it from LimeWire, though, because it'll probably be Assassins, and it'll be some porno film. Because, that happened all the time on LimeWire. It's not, 90s kids' problems.
On that note, let's talk some news.
Trying to get a rise out of you, Long.
I'm tired.
Long, some big news came out this week from Criterion, man.
Oh, man.
Dude,
Now I'm awake.
There were all these rumors for a few weeks going about what
their 1,000th release.
1,000th release is going to be. And, Criterion is known for taking classic films, important films, and giving them special edition releases. A movie we covered on the show, Pan's Labyrinth, actually has a Criterion release. And most of the time, they're pretty hard to find after they've been out for a while. Some in the early days, they picked some not so good films, like Armageddon, Michael Bay film, actually has a Criterion release. But I guess at the time, Criterion, hey, The Rock with Michael Bay's The Rock actually has a Criterion release.
Oh wow!
Because I have it on DVD, the Criterion release of The Rock.
Yeah.
But I can see The Rock being chosen
And
over
the best picture quality possible too.
So for the 1,000th release, they chose a box set.
Yes.
Of the Showa, is that how you say it? The Showa era of Godzilla films, man.
Yeah.
So you probably know a little more about this than I do, but it sounds like a cool
Oh,
box set.
man.
I was reading about it. It sounds neat.
This is the holy grail for Godzilla fans.
Is this the second era of Godzilla?
The first era.
original.
First era. Okay.
First era.
1954 to 79, I believe.
75.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1954 to 75. These have never been really... I mean, they've been released on DVD. Spotty. releases, but never the whole thing. And what's really cool, I'm sure, I don't know, one of y'all have seen the King Kong versus Godzilla, the American Universal version. This one, this Criterion release, they're releasing the original Japanese version, which doesn't have the filmed American parts in it at all, and none of the condescending commentary. This is like the original director's vision of the Japanese King Kong versus Godzilla. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and a bunch of classic movies in there, and the HD digital as well, and not the because like there's some Blu-ray ones that were out, but they were like this is DVD quality upscaled. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this. $180. I got 2 months to save. Or 3 months.
10 films on that set? 10 or
15.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I read like I was reading, like really the 1954 original Godzilla is really the only one that's ever been released with a truly proper transfer. Most of the other ones have never been released correctly.
Right. Right. I can name them all right top of my head. There's the original Godzilla. Godzilla Rates Again. King Kong versus Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla. Let's see, there's Godzilla's Revenge. I can't believe I'm doing this. Destroy All Monster. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Terror of Mechagodzilla. I know I'm skipping. Godzilla versus Megalon. Godzilla, Son of Godzilla. There's 3 more. Godzilla. What was it? Godzilla's Revenge, Godzilla vs. Smog Monster, and I already mentioned Destroy All Monsters, didn't I? And Godzilla vs. Gigan.
Oh, okay. Man.
Thank you.
Well, and an admin of that, I should have mentioned last week when we did, or a couple weeks when we did download this. Remember I told you I bought Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla on Vudu when they had the sale, the 2002 one? I did watch that finally, and I actually really enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. I actually really liked that. It was good.
I actually turned around on it. I
some really good action sequences in that one.
Yeah, good human story too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did watch it. I actually really liked it.
Yeah. Did your kids enjoy it?
Yeah, Michael watched it with me. He really liked it.
Yeah.
Wyatt didn't pay as much attention, but Michael enjoyed it with me. I liked that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was $5 on Vudu, so I was like, "What the heck?"
Whatever. Yeah.
So it's coming out in September.
October 30th. Halloween-ish.
Yeah, so Godzilla fans rejoice.
My first anniversary.
Well, I know King of the Monsters is coming out in
wedding anniversary.
Late August on Blu-ray. Yeah, I think I saw August.
Blu-ray box set, yeah.
Yeah, it's like August 30th.
What is?
Or no.
Oh, King of the Monsters.
It's like August 27th, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. On Blu-ray, and then I think earlier in the month it'll be digital. Yeah.
I saw that. So.
Same with In-Game.
Yeah.
Oh man, $40.
$40?
Yeah, all together.
Oof.
I felt that Pitch Black when it came out. How long was 2000? Oh, wow. I thought Pitch Black was a pretty interesting concept.
Are they still kicking that dead horse?
Vin Diesel's talking about it again. He says he has a script for Riddick 4 called Fira, and that he's looking for studio financing now to get this made. I feel like I like Pitch Black. I actually liked the Chronicles of Riddick. I didn't like Riddick. I thought Riddick was stupid. It just wasn't very good. Speaking of Dave Bautista earlier in the show, Bautista was... well, not earlier in the show, pre-show, we were talking about Dave Bautista. He was in Riddick,
The one where they have those weird spiritual powers and stuff? The people that take over the city?
The third one. Yeah, it just wasn't very good.
There were 3?
No, 2 was the spiritual powers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was one just called Riddick.
Really?
Yeah, and then now he's talking about Riddick 4. And I felt like when I saw Pitch Black, and even when I saw Chronicles of Riddick, I always felt like it was a cool idea and a cool character. But I just felt like because Chronicles of Riddick didn't make enough, that then they tried to go do a smaller film like with Riddick and go back to what they did with Pitch Black. And it just felt like it's run its course now. Mm-hmm. If they had done it originally and gotten the franchise out of the way and completed their story, it'd been cool. But it's just like... I just feel it's like hanging on to something that just wasn't that successful in the first place. So why go back to it?
It's a vanity project.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, if you watch any of the Vin Diesel movies that star Vin Diesel, it's a vanity project.
Yeah.
It's all about, making sure the director gets all the best shots of Vin Diesel looking cool and badass. And the way he talks to some of the women, like he's always flexing or something like that. His muscles
flexing.
It's and he has an ego problem too, and that's why studios don't want to work with him.
Have you noticed that in all the Marvel MCU pictures over the years and stuff, he knows he's never in them, and he's the voice of Groot.
Yeah.
And I've heard it's just like you said. I've heard, the Rock doesn't really get along with him. That's not just some bullshit wrestling thing that they came up with a couple of years ago. They really don't get along very much. Apparently Vin Diesel's pretty pissed that they went and made this Hobbs and Shaw movie. He's not happy about it.
No.
So yeah, it just feels to me like him hanging on to something that he feels like is a cash cow for him. But the Reddick series hasn't been that successful. They've been okay,
Yeah.
So maybe he'll get it made, and maybe it'll be good. You never know.
Remember that Witch Hunter movie he did a couple years ago?
Yeah. It makes you wonder, because Vin Diesel had the charisma, and it seems like he could have been a big action star, but really he's basically relied on Riddick Fast and Furious.
I like the pacifier. I actually like it.
Well, yeah, he tried that where he tried to change his image, where he did those kids' films and stuff, but even those never took apart. The only thing I saw, I'll give him credit for A Man Apart. I thought he was really good at that movie.
The Man Apart.
But other than that,
I never wasted any money on him, except for Pitch Black.
What about Fast and the Furious? You never...
Never. No.
I never knocked on nobody.
No, I'm keeping my money in my pocket.
No.
Yeah, I didn't spend 2 hours of my life working at my job to watch a bad Vin Diesel movie. That's the way I see it,
Man, Fast and the Furious is glitch.
That's the problem. It's very much stuck in like the year 2000.
Hey man, he was in my face. I'm in your face.
Only filthy casuals and normies watch that shit.
Filthy casuals?
Yeah.
You mean car aficionados?
Mainstreamers.
You mispronounced car
filthy
aficionados.
mainstreamers.
Well, another classic. Where I texted you guys about this the other day, man. So Stallone is talking about a guy stuck in the past. Stallone is talking about doing another Rocky film. And not Creed 3, like another Rocky film, like a spin-off where he's still hanging out in Philly while Adonis is off doing his thing as a world champion, and Rocky's going to meet another fighter that he trains. And I'm just like...
And he's an illegal alien.
Yeah, I'm like...
Yeah.
What?
Like,
Yes, it's an he's going to train an illegal alien how to fight.
And Stallone's all like, this is important to today's world and all this. And I'm just like... No, Stallone. It's just like... Creed 3, I'm all for if they do it right.
He already said goodbye in Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't need more Rocky. I enjoy Creed 2. I feel like Creed doesn't need more, but if they do it as good as Creed and Creed 2 have been, I'll watch another Creed film.
Yeah.
But I don't feel we need more Rocky. On top of that, he's talking up a prequel television series to sell to a streaming service. What is that supposed to be about? Rocky living on the streets and he meets the bookie and he goes to work for him?
Yeah.
Fighting scrub fighters? I mean, is it Rocky the prequel, the movie? The first 2 hours of the movie is the prequel.
He's got a storyboard with him like feeding his turtles for like five hours.
Well,
yeah.
How does this work?
What if it's a prequel that's not about Rocky, but in the same universe, and it's about Mickey
Right.
as a boxer?
That might be more interesting.
That would be cool because Mick, there was a callback to who Rocky was based off of, and
Marciano.
Marciano gave him one of his cufflinks as a necklace, and there's a little memoir in Rocky 5 whenever he remembers whenever Mick gave him that necklace, and it was probably the only really good scene in Rocky 5 because that street fight where Mick comes back as like a ghost, and he's like, "You gotta put it through the street, Rocky."
Oh boy,
that was pretty awkward. I would love someone to imitate Mick. It's just I love some of his quotes, because when Rocky's getting beat by Apollo, he's like, "Oh, he's a big man." He's like, "Yeah, but you're a tank. Run him over."
So you're telling me you want to see a progression of Mickey being all alpha male, muscular, and by the end of the show he's like all
not muscular. I want an old school.
Well, no, let me
boxer.
finish.
Yeah, okay.
Like when he's done at the end, he's all beaten up. His face is all just looks like Burgess Meredith looking.
But how do you find a young actor to even do what Meredith did with that role though? That's the toughest part.
Get Tom Hanks to play it. Tom Hanks can do anything.
He's too old.
Nope. You see him? He's playing Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, but you know what though? The problem with the Mr. Rogers trailer is not the trailer. The trailer, the movie looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I keep seeing Tom Hanks. I don't see Mr. Rogers. That's the problem. He's one of our most beloved actors of all time. Everyone loves Tom Hanks, but that's all I see. I don't see Mr. Rogers. I see Tom Hanks, and that's my big. Because I guess Tom Hanks has Tom Hanks ever played a real person before? I was wondering that.
Philadelphia.
Oh, Philadelphia.
Was that based on a true story?
Sully.
Yeah.
And Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Captain Phillips and
Sully.
What was that one? I have that one of my favorite movies.
Oh, Big.
No.
That's based on a true story.
That's true. I guess he
No.
has. I hadn't thought about that. But maybe
It's the
something
one where he
not-
plays a congressman.
Oh, You've Got AIDS.
No.
What?
I mean, You Got Mail.
You make an age joke? Holy shit!
That's Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about long.
What was it called? You need to lay off the energy
Bridge of
drinks.
Spies?
No.
No.
But that
Road to
was
Perdition.
that
Road
was
to Perdition.
no, that was based on a comic book.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe he's never played a true.
The Terminal. That's based on a true story.
Maybe he's never
Fictitious.
played a real story.
Yeah.
Maybe he's never. Well, the Terminal is based on a legendary character. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe he's never played a real character that's iconic as Mr. Rogers. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
it is. That's why I'm seeing.
Forrest Gump? No.
Yeah, Forrest. Have you Bubba Gump Shrimp Company's in Galveston as a real character, man?
Maybe that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
But anyway, how do we get on that?
I don't
Oh, we
know.
were talking Rocky.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So-
I mean, Mr. Rock.
So we'll
yeah,
see what
Rocky.
Stallone does
Alright.
with this if Rocky ever happens. George Miller is saying the Mad Max sequels are going to happen. They're getting through some business
Yes.
with Warner Brothers. He says they're getting closer. The scripts are ready. They still plan on filming them back to back. That's what he wants to do with these two sequels. So he said the way George Miller is talking, maybe within the next year they start filming. I guess they're going to use a lot of the sets and stuff left over. A lot of that stuff they built for Fury Road is still in storage and in set. So he says once things are settled and they get, I guess Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron are ready to go, that they plan on being back. So this is certainly good news because Fury Road is the most incredible film this century so far.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm all for this, absolutely. And George Miller's not getting any younger. He even said that in a recent interview. He goes, I got to get these while I'm still on the planet. I got to get them done. He wants to make them.
That'd be cool if he got Mel Gibson to play a bad guy.
Apparently they asked Mel to do a cameo on Fury Road. He said no, so I don't think he'll come
Man.
back. That was the rumor that they asked him to do a cameo on Fury Road. And Mel,
First he doesn't like Jews, then
Mel
he
was
doesn't
no
like
thanks.
cameos.
Well, no, but out of respect, Mel said, no, I don't want to take away from Tom and taking over the role. Because he did give Tom Hardy his blessing for the role. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
It worked out for Tom Hardy.
So I don't see Hugh Jackman making a cameo when the next Wolverine comes in. He'll probably just let it be.
Tom Hardy's used to being in roles where he tells people to take back their city. People of Gotham, take back your city.
You mean Tom Hardy is always wearing a mask and is obstructing his voice all the time?
Yes, and then he tells the girls to take back their city.
Have you seen Warrior with Tom Hardy?
Yes, I have.
Such a good movie.
Where's my $200?
Such a good. It's a little long.
I'll find
they could have maybe cut 20 minutes of the film, but it's such a good movie. It could have just been a little bit tighter. It didn't have to be.
I saw it as a filthy casual movie. I didn't bother.
What?
Dude, I'm telling you, Warrior's good.
It
That's
is
what
good.
someone. No, actually, Brett. You know Brett. Brett said the same thing. He kind of like brushed it off, and then he watched it. He's like, "Wow, this is so good."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I like a good sports
yeah.
movie.
Warrior's really good.
Yeah.
And so, lastly, Rutger Hauer has left us. 75 years old, man. Best known for playing the villain in Blade Runner. I think that's probably his most iconic role. He was in Sin City, which
he
directed
was
by
in Sin
Robert
City.
Rodriguez. Who we just did Desperado in today.
What role did he play in that?
He was the evil senator that was getting the kids. Remember, he kind of really evil, dark role.
Yeah.
They was working with Powers Booth character, and they were doing things to children and stuff.
Oh.
He was helping them get the kids for the sick son. That was played by
the
Elijah
yellow
Wood.
bastard.
Yeah.
And he fired Lucius Fox.
Yeah, he was in Batman Begins. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
He was hobo with a shotgun.
hobo with a shotgun. But one of our good ones, and everyone said that he was like a super nice guy. He's always known for playing these tough kind of bad guys, but people said on sets of films he was just like a big teddy bear. So Rutger Hauer, 75 years old. I guess
Rest in peace.
I guess he had been sick, and he was not able to get over his sickness. So good stuff from him. That's all the news I got. Unless anybody else had anything.
He's gone now, like tears in the rain.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next week's movie, man. We're going we went to the 80s, then back to the 90s, and now we're going back to the 80s.
Yay! Ooh.
You don't seem enthusiastic, Lloyd.
I'm tired.
Oh, well, we're going to talk, and we're going back to 1984 again, because we just did 84 last week with the Ghostbusters. But we're going to talk about a film that is a huge favorite of most people in our generation, and that is The Never-Ending Story.
What is the secret of this enchanted book? What wonders are hidden within its pages? What magical spell does it cast on all who read it? What is the secret of the never-ending story?
But that's impossible!
Enter a world where a young boy's imagination becomes a vivid reality. The world of Trejo and Artax, the Rockbiter, and a good and kind gnome. A world that is vast and eternal, treacherous and dazzling, unforgettable and free. Yeah! For anyone who's ever made a wish, believed in a fantasy, or had a dream, this is The Never-Ending Story.
Classic movie, based on a book, which is we'll talk about next week, which is a little different than the movie. The book's a little darker, a little bit more fleshed out. If a lot of people don't know that the story that we see in The Never-Ending Story is only about half the book. The next half of the book is even more stuff, because I've researched this movie before, so we get to talk about Trejo and Sebastian and the dragon's name, it's Falcor. Yeah, so It should be. I know friend of the show Francisco, who's at our live shows at Misfit Toys. I know it's a favorite movie of his, so he's going to enjoy it. So yeah. I don't know if you have any preview thoughts.
Pretty soon we'll be doing Flight of the Navigator.
Frank wanted to do that movie.
Oh boy! Don't make me watch that movie.
Well, it's funny. It's,
it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, it was on cable a few weeks ago, and I was watching it out of curiosity. I'm like, this isn't as good as I remember it. There's just some '80s movies that don't hold up too well. Never-Ending Story, I know. I've watched it recently, so I know it holds up well. But yeah, Flight of the Navigator is just this isn't very good. It's getting a Blu-ray release. I think that's why it's been on TV a lot lately. Disney just announced that they're putting Flight of the Navigator on Blu-ray.
Thanks for the warning.
So, yeah.
Man, we get to talk... we're going to talk Never-Ending Story 2 and 3, and 3 has Jack Black in it. Remember the Nasties?
I remember there being a 3. I remember there being a 2.
Yeah.
I just remember 2 not being very good at all.
3 is even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those didn't even come out in theaters, so I think they were like direct-to-video sequels and stuff.
You ever seen that came out at the same time around with Never-Ending Story 2? It was the Baron of Munchausen.
Oh, the
with the Terry Gilliam movie. Yeah, that was a bizarre movie.
Oh yeah, most of his movies are bizarre. Like
Brazil,
Time Bandits. They're all kind of weird. Time Bandits. I like
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits is probably the most accessible.
Yeah,
I agree.
Surreal.
Yeah,
surreal.
But anyways, Never-Ending Story.
Atreyu.
Dude, everyone cried when the horse died.
Yeah, I did.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And dude, when I was we'll talk about it next week. The wolf scared me. I'll just say the wolf
is a pretty good villain.
Yeah, that movie that freaking frightened me as a kid.
Stupid fucking turtle.
So.
And what was that big old rock thing riding on a trike?
Oh yeah,
that's a thing.
Yeah. What was the rock thing's name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Giant mountain of a boulder.
I think it's on. Is it on Netflix? I think Never-Ending Story is on Netflix.
Probably should be.
Or Amazon Prime, one of them.
It's clobbering.
I have it on DVD somewhere. So that's next week on the Rebel Radio Podcast. As always, follow us on Twitter at Rebel Radio Pod. We are over 1,000 followers finally.
Yes,
like at 1,010. That's awesome.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many of them are real.
Congrats!
But hey, I feel fucking accomplished, Lon.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, so
I was being genuine.
Full of shit. Go to the RebelRadioPodcast.com. Follow us on all the apps. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podcoin.
And plenty of fish.
Not yet.
Not yet, one day.
Me and Log will be on Plenty of Fish.
There you go.
You can't be on there.
No,
Okay,
I can't.
Cupid.
And,
Okay, Cupid.
so you can listen to us in plenty of different ways. And we appreciate it, as always, for listening. And to the Rebel Radio Podcast. This has been Mark.
This has been Matt.
This is long.
And until next time, just go there and do it. I was going to let
it.
you do it in your Antonio Banderas voice.
Just go there and do it.
And drink Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Good night.
Hey, you're listening to Rebel Radio Podcast, and this is Jay Muse. Snooch to the nooch. Go there and do it.
This is Chuck Huber. You're listening to the Rebel Radio Podcast. Stop being so awesome.